Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MNVL stream. We are in week 7, our final week of regular season play for Valorant. Some heavy hitting matchups on the card for today's docket. Joining me, as always, my partner Scott, not Mr. Uno. Don't be confused. Scott, the Valorant expert, alongside myself. How are we doing today? Are you excited for these games or what, my dude?
Yeah, I think Skepta, I think we might have two of the best matches of the season to date so far. And
Agreed.
I think this Adina Lakeville North match is gonna be it's definitely gonna be good. We have Split as the map today, which we've seen Lakeville North dominate on Split before. LNHS is still keeping the streak alive, Skepta. Last time we saw them on stream, they dominated 13-0.
Yeah.
We had a chance to interview one of their players. They said the only team they were worried about is Purim, who we also get to spectate today, Skepta. Very excited.
Very exciting. So, kicking off, like you said, we have Lakeville North High School taking on Edina on Split. That will be game 1 of the doubleheader. Following that up, we have Purim taking on Buffalo. 2 undefeated squads fighting for that number 1 seed going into divisionals. And I think we are going to be getting into Agent Select quite quickly here, folks. Squad is ready to go. Split being the map. We have Edina kicking it off on the defender side of things, Scott, and it will be Lakeville North on attack. And I am looking forward to this one.
Oh yes, this is definitely going to be an interesting matchup here. We have Lakeville North, who is very dominant this season, Skepta. They are a scary team to have to face.
Yeah, Lakeville North has been putting it on almost literally every team they've played against so far. Like you've said, I think what was the stat line? It was they hadn't given up more than 3 rounds in any given game, or was
Yeah,
it 2?
not over 3 rounds, Skepta, in any game this season, which is an
Scary.
insane stat.
That's scary. If that doesn't put fear into your competitor, I don't really know what will, right? Because giving up no rounds is impossible, right? Like it's gonna happen. But 3 at that, that basically means they convert 1 gun round, maybe winning a pistol in the follow up. When you're on a full eco, so that is not a lot to give in terms of starting out on attack or defend. So
I mean,
yeah.
and also Adina having a very strong season too. They've had a bunch of blowout wins this season as well. This is the truest test for Adina to date so far. This is an exciting one.
This really is like the culmination of an entire season work, right? All the kind of the heavy hitters coming out on stream in the last week of regular season, testing their mettle against some of the strongest opposition that they've played against all season long, and we are getting 2 games of it. We see Tejo getting locked in for the side of Lakeville North High School. So that is a fun one. Newest agent added to the roster of Valorant agents. Tejo being that initiator class that really can kind of put a lot of pressure with some of his utility, doing mass amounts of damage, Scott. So we'll have to see how Lakeville North pilot that pick. But Edina going to be on the receiving end of trying to play against something that's new, right? Something that you don't have a lot of time on server against, especially in a team setting like we are getting into today.
And Breach Teo, we've seen it in pro play, Skepta. It is becoming the new meta. Teo
Very true.
Is easily the best initiator I think I've ever seen in this game. So versatile the way you can work the map with him.
So Lakeville North starting out on the attacking side. Everybody kind of hanging out in spawn for the time being. Not sure if we have some sort of a disconnect. Maybe needing a match pause. We're good, I think. Not seeing anything we typed. So I think they're ready to go. Adjusting settings. Heading over late towards the A side of the map. Jet no longer moving. Did purchase, though. I'm not sure what the full problem is.
A little bit of a late A hit here.
Oh. Breach lining up a stun, getting ready to go. Jet's still not moving. I'm kind of...
Could have a technical issue.
Alright, finally Jet's moving over now. Should be
go.
good to go. Just a little bit of a delayed start to this A attack. Eyes on Sap, the ramp defender here on the Jet. Tejo rockets coming out. Sap goes for a peek. Will spot out the breach, dashing away. Jet exploding into the site. Will strike first. Sap now going to meet up with these attackers, pushing into the screen's position. It's going to be close. Jet will find the first. Gets traded out. Sap running out of shots in the magazine will fall. Eventually, Cypher goes for the fight. Sky peeking out, and it's all the side of the attackers in this pistol round. Lakeville North High School come out with fire.
A little bit of a slow approach at the start. Wasn't sure if it was a technical issue or not there, Skeptor, but they seemed to prevail through that round, taking it easily.
Yeah, I mean, just like a delayed start, it kind of threw the defenders for a loop, right? You're expecting something fast off the rip on pistol rounds especially, but defenders kind of sitting and waiting to kind of receive whatever the attackers were going to bring on that pistol, and they brought it. I think only dropping one attacker in the process, so a very dominant pistol round coming through for Lakeville North High School to start this one out here on Split. Now, approaching the B side of the map here, Scott, Cypher having a little bit of a setup, not the most util, will catch the Jet on the dash. That's a big opening find. Swinging into back sight, 2 attacking eliminations found, 4-on-3 scenario. Cypher quite low on HP, but Lakeville North High School in a very favorable position here, Scott.
I mean, yeah, we're just seeing a little bit of a slow retake here.
Omen trying to creep forward. Maddie trying to apply some pressure on the Tejo, keeping these defenders at bay. Not being welcoming to let these defenders back into the site, and why should they?
Also, not overextending a lot. This is what you like to see, I feel like, if you're in Lakeville North's position here.
Disciplined gameplay.
Not giving
Playing
them
their cards right.
Ones.
I do like that. Setting up the crossfires, as we can see. Up close, Shami will find one. Pushing in, has the other one dead to rights. Omen left to try to just die to Spike, but surely going to be run down by these Lakeville North players, and does. So another clean round in the bag here for Lakeville North High School, starting out on the attacking side and finding the opening 2 rounds. Defending squad should be on an even bye as we get into round number 3 here.
And also, Skeptor, a thing I'd like to see, we saw it last week with Park Rapids, the fast retakes out of B site there. I mean, that was fundamentally working perfectly versus War Road, and I'd like to see maybe a little bit of that out of Edina, maybe. A lot more fast takes, change the tempo up a little bit versus Lakeville North.
Yeah, maybe giving space and retaking as a team is better than sometimes just kind of trying to stand your ground and fight for the space when that oncoming horde of a push is coming at you. Ooh, nice opener from Sap. Will find the first blood in favor of Edina. Dai taking care of that Cypher trip in the mid position. Raisin vents tucked away. Jet now thinking about leading the push. Another Cypher trip. This one from the attacking side, so seeing if they can catch any defenders who come chasing them. Rockets to push in. Tejo now swinging into the fray. Won't clear close on Flower, and will almost go down for that. Push good. Up close is Jet with the shorty. Will deliver. And now it's only one player remaining. Tejo left in a 1v4. Spectre and a ghost to his name, Scott. It's going to be difficult. Looking for any kind of damage, though. Ooh, gets that Vandal.
HP.
Can't quite make it interesting. A 3K round from Sap, and Edina will find their first round of this ballgame.
I mean, Edina looking strong in that buy round there. You saw Lakeville North get a little bit aggressive through A Heaven there. Seemed to be, or B Heaven, sorry. Seemed to be giving trades early. That's something we were just talking about, Lakeville North being so good at his discipline.
Yeah, not a bad round from either side, right? There was room to work from the Lakeville North attack. It didn't quite lead to success, but now as we approach round number 4, 3 defenders kind of set up and waiting for what these attackers will be delivering. An early paranoia coming through from the Omen. Raze pressing forward, will find the first. King takes that first blood and gets out for free, it seems. Attackers not really ready to support that player down below. Jet dashing forward now. Sky
Very
at the
huge
ramp
kill
position. A solid opener from the defenders. Now Rockets forcing the Sky to fall back into the vents position. Attackers slowing down the pace of play. Trying to reclaim this ramp space. 2 players waiting on A site, though, Scott. Makes this very difficult for the attackers to really gain a foothold of this A site. Omen waiting. Pumpy thinking about peeking. Gun barrel spot. Dink applied. Low HP for the Jet. Tricky position now. Race thinking about the swing, but Maddie holding tight on the angle will prevail. Shami up next with a lot to do. Sky almost spotting out. Not sure if he got registered. Nice opener from Maddie. Will take down the Omen. In Lakeville North with an angle into the site now. 3-on-3. Scott, round getting interesting. Shami at this Raptors position. Could be the unraveling.
Util from Medina is perfect there. Slows them down for as long as it could. Just lost control of the site there with the picks.
I love this positioning here from the Clove. Getting a lot of information. Hearing the wood clamping back and forth. At least 2 players noted at this position. Info gain now that it's a screens wrap coming through. This Clove gaining so much. The defenders not knowing that their positions are noted. Clove finds the first. Beautiful work. A second as well. The headshots are pure. And a third for Shami. What a beautiful play. And it's Lakeville North extending their lead 3-1.
I mean, we're just seeing little plays like that. That means so much for the round for Lakeville North there. I mean, they sat. They were patiently waiting ramps. They didn't overpeak. They didn't do anything. Spotted the 2 out on site. Took care of them early. I mean, that is perfectly executed by Lakeville North.
Beautiful work. Gained all the information. The attackers' retake positions were noted. I mean, Clove just basically did it all, right? That position doesn't go checked. It doesn't get waited for that smoke to dissipate, right? And then they end up kind of paying the price for it. Edina now. Back on a broken buy here for the defenders, and it's a fast hit towards B side of the map. Lakeville North wasting no time to get into the fray on this one. Jet dashing into the site. Up close and personal. Sap will find one with the Blade Storm. It's a little messy. 4v4 now. Clove stuck on default site. Spike plant coming down now. Dog will come through. Doesn't quite spot the Clove. So, tricky positioning here again. A satchel. Ray's thinking about it. It's a tight clear. Goes for the smoke. Somehow survives. Finds the first. Will get traded out. Beautiful shot from the sky. Jet pushing on in. Will go down.
Nice trade.
It's only the Sky that remains at a 1 versus 4. It's seeming to be another round in the bag here for LNHS, Scott.
I mean, we're seeing perfectly executed retakes right now. They are not waiting for anything. They're just getting their chances and leaving. I mean, it's perfect.
I think recognizing for the attackers that it is a broken buy, yeah. Recognizing it's a broken buy, they're not going to have the strongest Cypher setup just due to lacking specific utility and taking advantage of that situation. Good game sense coming out and a good game plan from the side of LNHS. Up 4-1 now on split. Really kind of showing this Edina squad what one of the best teams in MNVL can really do on the server.
And I think we also need to look out for maybe an Edina timeout soon. I think if you let too much rounds slip this early versus an LHS team, you might need to think about using one of those
Pumpy.
timeouts.
Give me more, yes. Takes down the Rays, a third, on for the ace. Knows exactly where the rotates are coming from. Jump peek, blades are out, 2 players waiting. They give him the ones though, Scott, and that is something that cannot be forgiven. Backstab looking for a knife. Asylum in his spawn now. LNHS having a little bit of fun with their food at this point. Might be a little more than I'd like.
I mean,
Maddie will find it. I mean, huge round from Pumpy on the Jet, though. Nasty work.
I mean, it just shows that anyone on this LNHS round or team can make a difference each round. I mean, they are just... This is a star-studded squad for sure. They
Absolutely. I mean... Shami, Pumpy, and Maddie are 3 of the sharpest aimers across the league. Some of the best that the MNVL scene has to offer in terms of Valorant skill, just straight up. So the fact that all 3 of them are playing together, they've had a few seasons under their belt as well. So lots of synergy and lots of hours on the server as a unit this squad is. And not to mention, you know, their supporting staff and all that goes into it. So definitely a good squad, and they have what it means to make a real run at state this year, Scott.
Oh yeah, a lot of experience. A lot of experience with deep playoff runs here.
I mean, we've seen these guys for years, literally. You know? You can't say that about a lot of these teams.
No, they've been consistent for a long time. It is something to look out for.
And it being the senior season of a lot of the core roster of these players, I think Pumpy, Maddie, and Sammy are all 3 seniors, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, this is kind of the last dance, if you will, for this squad and the last chance of making that run. So we'll see if they can do right by their school and their squad. But they seem to be showing up right in terms
I
of
mean-
form throughout this entirety of the season, Scott.
I mean, it might be their
Red
last
hot.
season, but they are showing that they're out with a vengeance this season, that they are taking that trophy home with them.
I mean,
I
making
mean,
a case without a doubt.
Making a case indeed. I mean, it's pure dominance this season that they've shown.
6-1 right now, and then against an Edina squad that is no slouch. You said it yourself. A good squad, but, you know, sometimes it takes running into a really good squad to really kind of level yourself and gain an understanding of what some of the best have to offer. Fast hit towards the A side of the map. Sap greeting with open arms. Shotgun shots will ring out. They're aware. Pumpy will deliver an uneasing end for the Sky. Shami up close. Here's these steps from the Jet. Doesn't quite go for the spam. Spots the cross to the right side. Cypher will swing in first. Trade not quite. Sap doubles down. Big Elims found from the Jet. Gets out with his life. Beautiful work from the Jet for Edina. Pumpy finds the Cypher. Nice Tejo ultimate. Will force him out of position here. Maddie finds 2, and now it's only Omen into 1-on-3. Seeming unlikely. Sound cues given up. Asylum's position noted. Now the attackers just have to wait. Maddie getting interested. And will find it. 3K found for the Tejo. And like you've said, Scott, it's anybody on any given round that can really just kind of pop out and dominate.
I mean, it's just pure confidence out of everyone on the team. Everybody knows their role, knows what they have to do to succeed, and they are just showing it perfectly here. We saw it in the 13-0. I don't think Maddie died a single time on ISO.
Yep, you are correct.
So, I mean, they are all capable of showing up here.
Yeah, man, they go crazy.
I mean, it's interesting, too. They swing with pure confidence, Skeptor. I mean, they are not...
That's what you got to do, though, dude.
I mean, it is perfect. I need that. I need to incorporate that in my own game.
Yeah, dude, you got to. Like, if you're not confident in the gunfight that you're about to take, it shows in not only your fight, the way you take the fight, but how it goes, the result, right? Always be confident if you're taking the gunfight.
Oh, yeah.
You got to think and say that you're going to win the gunfight before taking it. I do that all the time.
It definitely has to help. It has to make a lot of my shots hit.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit close to the head.
You're on an eco round, you say, I'm going to swing this main, and I'm going to take somebody's head off with the sheriff, and I'm going to back up.
And you do it.
And then when you do it, dude, it feels like almost, there's not many things that are actually like it. I'm going to be honest with you. In terms of just like calling it like that and then doing
like
it.
getting a one tap on an eco round though as well. I mean, that's a great feeling.
Oh yeah, dude, it's the cherry on top.
Oh yeah.
Tricky position now for LNHS. 3-on-4, trying to push through. Trying to battle back against these defenders. Stacked on this site. It's not going their way. Shami left in a 1v4. Low HP bars on some. Only at 79 for himself, though, with 6 units of armor. Sky Dog will spot him out. A potential lineup could be their ending. Nice spam, though, from randomly Piano to close out and deliver Edina's second round of this one. Still some fight left in them, Scott, and if they could scrape together a 5-7 half, this would still be manageable.
Oh yeah, 5-7 half on split is very good, especially going into the attacking later halves here. I mean, that could be perfect if you're a Dyna. I still would like to see maybe if we lose one here, calling that timeout could be huge, Skeptor.
Yeah,
could definitely change momentum.
I think teams kind of don't think about timeout as much as maybe they should, right? Sometimes taking that extra minute to just calm yourself, gather yourself, talk about what the other team has been doing, right? Could pay major dividends. So we'll have to see. Attackers approaching the A site. It is Sap to open up with the operator, dropping down his counterpart in Jet. Omen ulting over. Shami now leading the charge. Committing to this A hit. Will go down. King finds 2 back-to-back elims. Beautiful headshots delivered. And it's a complete shutdown, Scott. Only Maddie left in a 1v5. I mean, we've seen heroics before, but this would be something spectacular. An op on his position. It's not feeling likely.
Dyna confident right now with these retakes, not even allowing them a chance to even hit the site here. Just immediately.
I didn't even think that was a retake, man. That was just a pure sight hold, right? The op delivers the first blood. Everybody's holding position, and then King finding 2 from back map was massive, completely shutting down the push in its tracks. A flawless round has to bode well for morale. And now with the game is 3-7, Edina starting to kind of wiggle their way back into it.
I mean, yeah, if anyone can do it, it's a Dyna. Both these teams are undefeated in their division. showing that
Sap's
they're
been
top
going
contenders.
nuts too.
Oh yeah, Sap with that operator. It's definitely something to look out forward to. Another setup here.
What do you want to see from Edina's defense for the rest of this half, Scott, if they are really going to bring this one back and make it close?
I mean, I've noticed that if you can let Lakeville North get the advantage early, the round is pretty much cooked. So I think you might need to take a little bit of aggression here if you're Edina. Like, notice how Lakeville North is starting to open up the mid side of the map.
Oh, big opener.
op
Sap
move
will
here.
find it. Shami will res. Pushing forward aggressively. They know this Clove has to make this kind of play, but Sap delivers another. Op shot, clean. Beautiful work from Sap. Keeping Edina in it, if I have to say, right? Like, not many times do we see like a main individual effort, but it's Sap each and every time kind of leading this charge for the Hornets and keeping them involved. Piano going to get forced out from the Rockets. Sap now repositioned with the operator. And if the attackers approach slowly, I mean, you're giving the op exactly what it wants. So, Piano and Sap trying to see if they can shut it down. Omen here as well. Attackers kind of wedged right in the trap set up from the Hornets. Piano spray goes awry.
Perfect
It
setup.
is Sap now with this operator in hand. Asylum on his backside. It doesn't go Asylum's way. Will go down now. Sap forced to make a play. Looking for some sort of intel. But Lakeville North High School not giving anything up for free. Playing it smart. Seekers coming through now for the side of the defenders. Trying to retake. Rockets pushing Sap out. Cypher ultimate comes through. A fight in the heaven positions. And it's Pumpy finding two back-to-back elims. Defenders out of this one at this point. 2v4. An op in hand. It's feeling impossible.
That util out of Teo there really hurts to watch. I mean, that is just perfectly executed out of Teo there.
Dude, if it's not Tejo, it's Breach. So much delay, so much negating any sort of retake, and it's a beautiful hold and execution from Lakeville North High School, a 4K for Pumpy, and it's actually just nasty work coming out on this attacking side.
I mean, just as the round started, we see Sap get that opening pick, and then a second one. It seemed like it might have been a little bit done and dusted there, but Lakeville North holds strong, commits to that B push, and just overrides heaven. I mean, that was a perfect play. You thought the setup would be perfect there, Skepta, for if you're Edina.
Yeah.
I didn't think that.
I mean,
pillar
dude, no,
guy
it was
seen.
perfect. They lost a little bit of information on a player getting across the site. And I mean, Asylum thought he was safe, right?
Yeah,
Gets
that's what I was
shot clean
thinking.
in the back of the head, round unravels off of one elim. So it was like perfectly played from the side of LNHS, to be quite honest.
Oh no, that was definitely a good mid round there.
They're adapting quite well to what the defenders are showing. And now another fast hit onto the A side of the map. Pushing into screens could be the demise. Sap finds one. The usual suspect, Pumpy with the trade. Finds a second as well. How's he done that? Looking for more. Pumpy always aggressive. Always trying to lead that charge. Shami on the backline flank. Who's going to be the next one to take this engagement? Jumping up top. Hello, surprise. King delivers. Much needed kill for Edina. Keeps him in this round, Scott. 3-on-3 scenario. Camera comes out to spot the Breach close. Breach takes the gunfight. Doesn't go his way. Edina now man advantage. 3-on-2 scenario. Pumpy with the blades out. Has to deliver something spectacular. Matty at his side will find two. And just like that, Edina down to one singular man. And it will not lead to success. It's a 9-3 half. And it's Lakeville North High School keeping up with their quota.
I mean, right now they're on pace to keep it going, keep the season alive here with that stat. I mean, Pumpy is just, he is out here aiming, folks.
Different.
He is different.
Dude, okay, I didn't catch his, like, flick, but, like, he took the fight in screens and completely 180'd and deleted whoever had the audacity to swing Pumpy when he wasn't taking that engagement, right? So, like, you just know he's nasty like that.
I mean, yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
If he wasn't on anybody's radar before this game, he is definitely on it now. I mean, he is lighting it up. We saw it on the 13-0 as well.
We'll keep our eyes on Pumpy. We'll see if he can keep this hot streak going. Has the Sheriff in hand, and right now looks to be the first defender that will meet up with this attack. Here's everybody pushing out towards mid. Sheriff in hand, the swing, tags one, will dash back to safety, getting pressed immediately from this attack. Matty finds one with the Rockets. Sky not so lucky. King will find another. Now it's a 4v3. Attackers with a little bit of wiggle room now. Slipping into this B side of the map. It's Dolly at the back of sight. Has to be good. Has to be pure. Finds 2. Delivering what they needed. It's only Asylum, and it's not going to matter. It's a 10-3 lead. LNHS continue to deliver.
I mean, they are just time out and time again showing us why they're the best, possibly the best team in this league. I mean, this is if
for real.
I mean, if there's a team that's a shoe-in at state, I would say Lakeville North is a shoe-in at state. This was a match where you see both 2 undefeated teams. You're ready to see the new compositions, the new rosters, but I mean, this is
Pure domination,
this is
to be
pure
quite
domination.
honest.
And this might be a rematch of the future championship for the divisional rounds too, Skeptor.
Right. This could be a sneak preview, if you will, as divisionals will be taking place next week, folks. A little bit longer stream, a little bit more games, and a lot more action. So make sure you tune in next week for our divisional rounds of play. Pumpy with another beautiful headshot. Divisional's just going to be how all of our teams get placed for the big state tournament coming up very soon.
And I believe it is top 2 in each division, right, Skeptor?
Yep, that sounds about right.
I mean, that is more than exciting. Bit of a slow hit here out of B. A walk down out of Edina here. There's also 1 still lurking A.
And we have Dolly at the back of sight again, playing around on his little flip phone. You love to see that.
I mean,
JK,
dialed
JK,
in.
yeah. He's actually dialing up a phone call right now is what it is. He's getting told he's got to get off the game. It's dinner time.
He said, we need a stun, Dolly. We need a stun.
Thinking about it, just holding it, right? Waiting for pressure. But speaking of pressure, look at Pumpy. Found the opener and now getting a little greedy. Taking a little bit more. Another slice of the pie.
Not playing games right now. Spots him out.
Spike down B.
Nice shot coming through from Pumpy.
I mean,
Finding the third. 4-on-2 situation now. Defender's in a great spot, Scott.
I mean,
Omen's running for his life. He's getting taken care of. It's only the Jet remaining. Sap, 1v4. Not going to happen. 11-3. Another 4K for Pumpy. And, I mean, we're seeing very good things coming out from this Jet.
I mean, if there's anything we learned also watching Sunset versus the LNHS, I mean, they had ran it down every defensive round. They play with pure confidence even on defense, Skeptor. That is, I mean, you see it on attack, it's scary, but I mean, seeing it on defense, it is extra scary. And this is the team that can punish you any which way in the round.
We'll have to see. It's 3-11, Scott. Weaponry is looking good for the attackers. They got to deliver here and now. It is Sap up close. Will shut down the Clove. Cypher next on the chopping block. 200 pumped. Only a Sheriff and a Bucky to his name. I'll tell Util to keep himself safe for the time being. Sap with the Phantom. Has a pretty solid position. We'll see if the defenders read into it. Good drill from the breach, but a headshot found from Sap. And a third as well. Edina making it happen. Shutting down the defending pushers through this heaven position. It's only 200 pumped left, and Sap is aware. A very aware individual. Walking right into the jaws of the beast, and it's a 4K for Sap.
I mean, the rounds that we've seen Edina win, I mean, Sap has been at the front end of those rounds, Skeptor. Just proving each round, 3K here, 3K there, I mean.
Look at the scoreboard, right? 21 and 12 and 1. And, you know, looking for a little bit more from some of the supporting cast around him, right? Because like maybe just a little bit better utility setup, trying to set up some flash plays, supporting him in his gunfight taking, right? Because right now, I mean, Sap is on fire, and you got to kind of put your eggs in the basket that's making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, also the double duelist comp too. Not even on the raise here. Sap is just dominating on the Jet on split.
Yeah, for real.
Maybe see
Sap's position noted.
We'll see a little bit of help from the raise, I'm sure, though, here.
Sky trying to clear a path for this Jet. And Ray's taking a little bit of a sneakier approach this round. King on a bit of a lurk, trying to see if anybody comes sniffing about for a ulti orb or pressing forward for information. Just taking a little bit more of a default approach this round. Reaching the minute mark here. Sap creeping forward ever so slightly. 2 defenders, though, waiting for this. Jet rotates. Shami still here with the judge. Will fall back just a tad. And that's information delivered over to the attackers.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're a Dyna here, you might just want to.
Ooh,
Pump the
Pumpy's
brakes
about
a
to
little
peek into Raze. Raze a little bit of sleep at the wheel. Pumpy gets the early damage. The swing. Sap goes down. Shami will get traded out. And it's the defenders lighting up the kill feed in LNHS fashion. 12-4. Match point in favor of Lakeville North High School.
I mean, they read that perfectly there, Skeptor. I mean, LNHS playing perfect to a T right now. Not even much you could say about Adina's faults there. Not very much faults, just getting traded so fast.
Yeah, I mean, that was insanely fast. I couldn't even, like, spectate to other people because everybody died at almost the exact same time, right? Like, that was crazy work from the defending side of LNHS.
Perfect swings. I mean, LNHS does display great teamwork.
Peeking early, gets that information towards main. It's Pumpy peeking into Sap in mid. Will go down that op. Good for it. We've known Sap to have a very solid op from what we've seen so far. And now calling his squad mates back. Dyna pulling back the game plan a little bit, slowing things down. And Sap thinking about taking some space over here towards the A side of the map. We'll keep our eyes on the Jet.
I think this is perfect. Get your pick, get out. Maybe work the map a little bit more, just see if someone worked up a little bit.
Has his teammates over now, so can start to kind of take this space back. Defenders, though, kind of aware of this, right, Scott? Kind of feeling like this might be the play. That jump spot heard, and now Sap gets the post. And this is tricky because that's just an automatic dead man, whoever peeks into that angle. Info delivered. Op gets the post. Nice shot from the Cypher, though. Takes down one. Naded out at the elbow position. Dolly will find another, and now things are evened up at 3-on-3. Breach, flash, swing, not going to matter. Pumped will swing out as well, and now things into a 1v3. Shami with the Vandal, flanking from the ramps position. Could find one. Makes it into a 1v2. Camera out for the Cypher. Has one smoke to play with.
There's a chance here. If anyone could do it, it's Shami.
Breaks the camera. Both players trying to make this information play. Not a bad look from the attackers, but now the information delivered. Clove knows. The other one's close, and that's going to be the game. What a masterclass delivered in the closing round of that one. A 1v3. Shami making it far too easy as LNHS will win this one 13-4. Scott, GG's coming out in the chat.
Just barely breaking that stat that they had.
You know what? 4 is still a very impressive matter of rounds to kind of keep the opposition held to, right? Like, that's almost no rounds given over. So very solid work coming through from LNHS here in week number 7.
I mean, yeah, perfect game plan to them. There's nothing that they can really talk about much going into divisionals. I mean, they might just be a shoo-in for state here, Skeptor. That possibly, like we said, a sneak preview of the championship in the divisional round. I mean, if you're a Dyna, you just got to go back to the drawing board and just fix things up here a little bit.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, the best thing is, yeah, take away what you can learn from these kind of losses, right? Try to get better, try to better yourself, and go back to the VOD and take a look at it, right? Because, I mean, 9 first bloods being delivered from Sap is insane work. That is more than enough opportunity. That's more first bloods than the side of Lakeville North High School had altogether. So, like, you know, the first bloods and the opportunities were surely there for the Dyna side. It's going to be more of that mid-rounding and figuring out the regrouping and all of that. So, with that said and done, folks, we are going to cut to a short break. We have the main event of the evening coming up afterwards. It will be Buffalo High School taking on Purim Dent. And I mean, this is going to be another undefeated matchup, 2 of the best and baddest teams in the league, folks. So stay tuned, grab your snacks now. The Valorant action has just gotten started.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
golden moment. Moments of the round. Audacity to his own demise, and Apple Valley are going to do it. They're going to be the first team to win 4 state titles.
Very close here. Very nice spot dodge going through that. Straight in, go wide, but Flo able to get the rebound, and Egan has a 2-goal lead right now. Ben is open and it is gone. They're still on some health. Will go in, and there you go. The Pillagers will be your MNVL 2023 Fall State champions.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids, and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
What does it mean to be a leader? At the University of North Dakota, we're here to find out.
It's taking my first solo flight.
Finding new ways to learn.
Rolling up your sleeves.
The world deserves leaders like you. Leaders ready to take the next step and make a difference. Because we lead our own way.
Why be a nurse when you can be a nurse, potter, power lifter, foodie, comedian, dog advocate? Here, you'll grow in a place where your identities and interests are valued, your passions prioritized. As a Gusty, you'll write your own story, make connections, and learn to live with purpose. On purpose. Gustavus Adolphus College. Gusties get more out of college.
Where are you going? Or maybe a better question is, how far do you want to go? And how fast do you want to get there? Now we're getting somewhere. So let's go. Let's go faster. Let's go further. Let's go beyond.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your patience for the delay. We are now getting things underway with the heavyweight matchup that we have been speculating and talking about for quite some time. It is Purim taking on Buffalo, two undefeated squads. Scott, before we get into the mix of discussing these squads, I believe you got something you'd like to say.
Yeah, I just want to give a special thanks to all of our sponsors. We got St. Cloud, CSP, Gustavus, University of North Dakota, Bethany Lutheran College, also Midco and Verbero.
Absolutely.
Also want to give a special shout out to our MNVL YouTube. VODs uploaded every time we stream and many more over there.
Yeah, make sure you check out the YouTube channel. If you have not, give it a subscribe. A big shout out to our sponsors making it happen here and, allowing us this space to do what we do. Try to commentate over some pretty action-packed games. And, hopefully this one is going to deliver. Haven being the map of play, getting Agent Select underway. Two undefeated squads, one number one seed kind of being fought over and contested here, Scott. And, only one team going to be going into these divisionals in an undefeated manner, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, a little pride on the line. Haven being the map of choice, a familiar ground for most of our Valorant viewers. Everybody should be quite at home on Haven.
Oh, yeah, Haven's a good map, and we also saw it last week as well on the MNVL streams here. I would like to point out, too, Purim is a dominant team that's also new to the MNVL. They're undefeated this season. They might seem to be under the radar a little bit, but they are definitely a good roster with the championship run ahead of them.
The thing about Purim is, so most of the MNVL teams wouldn't be quite familiar, but this has been the team that has been the kind of cult classic, if you will, for the Fenworks League. They have been multi-champions of their league, I think 3 consecutive champions. So if MNVL teams wanted a team or a specific school to compare them to, there would be no other school than Apple Valley, right? The only other team to win multiple championships in the Valorant League of MNVL is something that is not easy to do. It's not easy to do once, right? But the fact of winning multiple times in the fashion that they have shows kind of a legacy, right? And it builds a reputation, some notoriety, right, Scott? Like a team that will be remembered and talked about. Some of the players have switched. Some of the players remain the same, but still, not ready. Missing some people.
I actually also skipped, going back to what you were saying about Apple Valley, I had the chance to face them in state finals multiple times as well. I had a little bit of a rivalry going on there as we were divisional opponents.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you and your Blue Sky squad, you definitely were familiar in terms of your Apple Valley counterpart. You guys had some storied matchups for sure.
I believe the record is 1-3.
But
win-loss, Blue Sky versus Apple Valley.
One of the times, though, wasn't it like to deny a state appearance, or it was something? It was like a big win. It wasn't, or am I trolling you right now?
I believe the one win we got was we made it to where it was a best of 3, I believe, in the second round versus Apple Valley, and we won on ascent.
Okay.
And we also should have won the whole game there, but we were 9-3 half, and then Apple Valley took that timeout.
Geez. Not the 9-3.
Yeah, Apple
not
Valley,
the coveted 9-3, Scott.
that timeout haunts me.
Dude, okay. I'm hearing that we are good to go now. Both teams given the ready to go sign. So we should have lock-ins on both sides.
Nice.
Buffalo starting out on attack. Coach Nicky T. Shout out Coach Nicky T.
Great coach. Great coach.
Good guy. Mind
Great
for
guy
the
as
game.
well.
Mind for the game for sure.
Oh yeah, and also we're
Been
seeing
working with Buffalo for a little bit now, trying to help them out. So we'll see if they can prevail against this titan of a Perham squad.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, everybody else kind of not familiar names, right? Like newer names coming into it compared to last season. So
And
good
Buffalo
to see
also
Moo
made
Brown
state.
Cow still around.
They made
Yep,
state
Buffalo
last
did
season.
make state.
It's a very, very good run that they had there last season. Excited to see the same this season. 6-0, the new team. No easy task if you're going up against Perham here, Skepta.
I mean, this is without a doubt going to be their toughest matchup to date. Go for it.
Also, possibly another sneak preview of the divisional championship that we were talking about earlier with LNHS and Edina. This is two teams that have also dominated their division as well, making very good statements this season.
For sure. And we can see double duelist setup on the side of Perham, on the counterpart being the double initiator side of things for Buffalo. So same kind of draft that we just kind of saw in our game one of Edina taking on Lakeville North High School. One team opting for the double duelist route, one team opting for the double initiator route. So
very interesting
we'll have to see what team kind of gains that edge overall.
Also interesting to see the Cypher over KJ here. And you definitely see a lot of KJ on Haven, not a lot of Cypher. Definitely interesting to see how that's going to be.
Feels like a map where it's kind of a comfortability thing. Like either one is optimal and either one can work. It really comes down to game plan and execution of things, in my opinion. But
that is fair. A lot of game plans Blue Sky had started off with KJ turrets, actually, surprisingly enough. Started off with getting like early info with the lurker, so
for sure.
I see it from a little bit of a different side, but I definitely do agree with the optimal pick here. You see that a lot in the MNVL as well. Just a lot of optimal picks. Whatever you're comfortable with, if it's a last minute or if it's a decision you came up with, it works out a lot for them in their favor. 100%.
We see the attackers waiting for a main aggression here. Sovadar early. Nothing shown from the Buffalo side of things. Just posted up and waiting for any kind of aggression from the attackers, or the defenders rather. Ray will peek out and spot a few. A little more for his liking, right? Thinking you're getting maybe 1-2 unexpected players, but it seemed to be a whole gang of Buffalo players waiting on the outskirts of A short. Ray opening things up. Lightning will find one, but gets traded out.
Very good.
Ray now peeking out. We'll find a second as well. So nice shots coming out from the Jet. Will fall back for the time being. Low on HP, only 10 points of health. A fast rotation being called from the attacking side of things. Pushing onto the C side of the map.
Very slow push here. Now just
Spike plant goes down. Defenders now in a retake position. Low HP on the Jet. All three attackers on site. A good shock dart coming through, finding an elim. Ray trying to lead by a charge. Only one player remaining, and it's a 3K found by the Jet. Nice shots coming through. Pistol round found by Perham. They stop the original push over at the A side of the map, and then they play that retake setup over towards C, and it ends up paying out to success. Pistol round found. Perham up 1-0.
perfect plays out of Perham there. Just keeping composure, knowing that initial very good composure out of Perham there. I'd be seeing a little bit of a more anti-eco strats here. Or more eco strats here, sorry, if you're Buffalo. I know for sure Nicky T's got a lot of things up his sleeve here.
We'll have to see what is in the cards for the Buffalo side of things. Another push into A short immediately from defenders. Spotting out the pistol hold yet again here for the side of Buffalo. Posted up outside of A lobby. Ray getting a little bit investigative, wanting to get a little bit more out of this. Slowly creeping his way up the short position. Starting to hear some sound cues around the window area, so assuming that these Buffalo players haven't gotten away too far from this position. Echo's kind of trying to spot this cross.
Ray also a player to look out for.
Yeah, very solid player indeed. One of the higher rated players on this Perm squad. In a very potentially devastating position. Sovadrone down the short position. Will spot him out. Peeks into 4. Dashes to safety. Will get stunned up. Dropped a smoke to try to get out. Will eventually get taken down.
Nicely executed there.
Buffalo trying to speed up. A 3-on-4. Java Pixel with this Guardian at back sight. Gonna be a problem. Finds one. Finds a second as well. Very solid work coming out of Java Pixel. And now it's only one player remaining. Running out of time. It's going to be a round delivered to the Perham side of things. A 2-0 start in this one, Scott. And kicking things off on the defensive side of things nicely.
I mean, definitely showing why they've been dominant this year so far. I mean, just keeping it simple here. Winning those bonus rounds go a long way. They go a long way than a lot of teams think. Those pistols and those bonus rounds, definitely something to look out for here. I'm interested to see Buffalo's strats. I'm interested to see Buffalo's stats coming in. Let's see.
Java Pixel defaulting the start over towards A lobby. Spotting a few approaching attackers. Getting tagged low on HP. And will end up meeting his demise. So, a nice push from the attackers. Getting some space out onto this A side of the map. That was an insane headshot. Beautiful little tap through the smoke. Nice paranoia coming through. Attackers in a pretty decent spot. They have a man advantage. 4-on-3 taking place. And quickly, eliminations found on the Buffalo side of things. Now it's a 3-on-1. Echo's in a very tough position. Not going to be able to find anything. Time going to expire and going to opt to save that weapon. Buffalo will get out of it with 2 guns surviving in the round. And they will find their first round of this game, Scott. Yeah, I mean, both these teams leading their group, right, undefeated. And now this is kind of that rubber match, that separation between who will remain undefeated. Kind of take that divisionals feel good, right? We went undefeated in the regular season. That's obviously got to feel good. Both teams looking for that, right? On the brink. Or at least for divisionals, right? Yeah. Still got to prove it again kind of come next week when we get into those divisionals. Cypher trying to creep out towards this grass position. Very savvy and aware of it, though, positionally from the Perham defenders. And Omen will find that first blood. Nice shot coming through. Now Perham with that advantage. They tend to start to look a little bit more aggressively after such things. Reyna peeking forward. Spray goes awry and will end up meeting his demise from that shock dart. So well played coming out from the Sova. And now it's a 4-on-4.
This is perfectly executed there if you're Buffalo. Getting that pick back that you needed. Evening things out here. Potential Sewers late hit here.
Attackers not really liking what they're seeing, Scott. Deciding to pull back and eye up the C side of the map. Moving over quickly now as they only have about 20 seconds left in the round. Defenders in no position to really stop this, so should be a free sight hit coming in here for the attacking side. Omen creeping into garage. Meets KJ head on and somehow Ob with a classic finds that one. Big time elimination. Retake is underway. Buffalo no longer with the man advantage. Only 2 players remaining. Perm in control of the site, shutting out the attackers, and will find the eliminations necessary to get that defused. 3-1. Good round coming out from the Perm defense. And I mean, it seems like they are just reacting and kind of calling the right counterplays here from what Buffalo has been providing.
Oh yeah, not seeing anything too crazy out of Perm, just seeing perfectly executed rounds. I mean, they're not letting any lurks get through. They're not letting any gaps be cleared. And I mean, it's been showing perfectly so far. Buffalo has to figure out a way to counteract this a little bit more. Maybe work the map, get those picks like you need to start off the round perfectly.
A little bit more of a slower approach coming out on this round here from the Buffalo attackers. Trying to take more mid space, it seems, at the beginning of this round.
This could be a huge play here if they can spot this guy out in garage early.
Jet's going to hear that Sova drone. Stun comes through. Nice elim found by the Jet. Now it's a 5-on-2. Jet adding 2 to the tally. Finding 3 on the round, and now things getting interesting. Attackers tail tucked, forced to rotate towards the other side of the map yet again here. But Java Pixel not moving too far from the scene, aware of what is going down. Here's that spike plant, finds the first. Goes for the dart. Here's Cypher moving back towards short position. It will matter not. Java Pixel, good for it. Will find the elimination and a defuse shortly to follow. Perm up 4-1, and Scott, these have been some dominant defensive rounds.
I mean, yeah, not seeing them lose any loss of life here early in the game. I mean, Perm seems to be dominating this defense half. Just knowing where they're going to be at the right times here. Java Pixel with a huge round there.
I think for the side of Buffalo, they got to either speed up their tempo, right? Because right now, for Perm, I mean, they're kind of slowly gaining information. I mean, we've seen these defenders kind of creeping around, gaining information, figuring out where the attack is going to come from. And sometimes on those slower cooked hits, if the defenders are playing that and gaining that info, they can be set up properly for where the hit will take place. So, fast hit over towards the C side of the map seems to be the play call from Buffalo. I love the tempo change, moving in quickly.
I mean, this is perfect. Great stun.
They find an opening elim as well. Good start here from Buffalo. Echoes will find one across map. And quickly moving in for a retake position here. Ray will find one. Now it's a 4-on-3. Make it a 4-on-2 into a 3v3. Trades going down on both sides, but it is Perm that continue to remain and stand tall. The team play, the swinging together coming through. And I mean, their retakes have just been on point, Scott.
I mean, they're perfect so far. I mean, they're taking the advantage where Buffalo's giving it to them. Buffalo seems to be giving them like more bodies a little bit on site and kind of get caught in, like a deer in the headlights here, Skeptor, with these fast retakes. I mean, there's nothing that you could really do if you're Buffalo right now. They switch up the tempo. They think they have the round in their hands, and then Perm comes back and just dominates them. I think maybe even losing one more here, we'd call a timeout.
A couple quick picks just quickly flip the round on its head, and then Buffalo are the kind of the odd ones looking out, it seems. So trying to regather themselves, trying to see what they can bring back into this one. But Perm's defense has been very stout so far through this play.
Getting aggro here as well.
Oh my goodness.
Spots
And it seems to be more of the same. Perm lighting up that kill feed, quickly, aggressively taking that space away from Buffalo, and they will execute cleanly a 6-1 lead now. Buffalo caught between a rock and a hard place, and now Nikki T will be opting to use that timeout.
I think it's a
not a bad call.
Perfect time to call timeout here. You still have life in the half. Still have a chance to maybe bring this back a little bit. Maybe get a 5-7 here after all you've been through.
We got to see, Scott, we have to see something change, though, for this side of Buffalo. Something needs to be brought in, like livened up a little bit, because the attacking has kind of fizzled out a little bit, right? We're not seeing as much fire. So hopefully Nikki T can cook something up here and Buffalo can kind of come back out of the gates swinging.
I think also the way they started the game playing, just waiting for picks, I think that could work here now. Starting to see that Perm is opting to push down sewers and push out B main each round. I mean, you might see a little bit of a slower approach here and then try to speed up after a pick.
The good news for the side of Buffalo is there's a lot of ultimates to play off of here, right? You have Rolling Thunder, you have Hunter's Fury, you have Neural Theft, and you have From the Shadows from Omen. So it's like there are options on the table for the side of Buffalo. It's just what variation of ultimates or what are we going to see coming out on this next attacking round?
Seems like we might see maybe a fast C here with the Rolling Thunder. I'd hope to see them use this Rolling Thunder here to open it up, as you were saying about the ultimates. I mean, these ultimates could seriously change the round so fast.
Getting into things quickly. Rolling Thunder being called in, but nobody home to receive. A retake setup on the C side of the map being called. Early fight from the Jet, a little bit undisciplined. Peeks out early and will fall.
Oh.
Not quite waiting for the teammates on the retake. So it's a man advantage now for the side of Buffalo. 5-on-4. Sova's matching drones. Ob will walk out of garage and find one on the Moo Brown Cal. That one is crazy work.
That is a huge pick. Also
a second as well. Will finally go down. It's a 2-on-2 scenario. Defenders on the site. Attackers playing off. Spam. Going to be a spam battle here.
Also believe we still have the Sova ultimate as well.
We'll take out one defender. A 1v2 now. Tricky situation. Buffalo off the back of the timeout will find success, Scott. Well played round indeed, and it's Buffalo putting their second one up on the board.
I mean, it's huge to convert off those timeouts there, Skeptor. I mean, they mean a lot to a lot of teams. We were seeing it last game. I mean, sometimes when you don't like to use the timeout, the teams will just keep the momentum rolling and rolling. Great use out of the timeout out of Buffalo there. Sped up the tempo as well. No one was on that C site. Oh, that's perfectly right if you're Buffalo. 6-2, starting to change the tides a little bit here. Looks like also another C hit with an A lurk. I'm not sure Perm's ready for this one.
Yeah, we see a little bit of a switch up in their defense, moving that Killjoy over to the A side of the map. Trying to switch up the defenders that would be here ready for it. Reyna taking a very ambitious fight into a lot of opening attackers. Will go down for it. Jet peeking for a little bit more. What kind of goodies can you find? A spike delivered. Will get reclaimed for the time being, but now things interesting. Sova picks off 2, a 3K on the round, and will close out the show. 7-2, immediate answer on the follow-up from Perm. What a bounce back round.
That is also, Skeptor, what we saw there is one of the problems with having all your attackers stacked towards one site there, because you don't have that info that you need mid-map. And Yava Pixel notices that immediately. Just takes that initial insert and just gets 3 out of it. I mean, that is perfect if you're Perm.
Yeah, that was nasty work from Java. Beautiful read of the map, taking that space, getting that info, and ending up being the closer in that round. Bladestorm gonna be used here from the Jet, pressing forward, and it seems like Perm are wanting to go aggressive here, Scott. Fights being taken in rapid fashion. Jet shutting down the show. A third on the round. What more can you offer? A fourth in store. And it's Ray with a 4K. 8-2 now. Purim, dominant fashion.
And we saw LNHS also, they called out Purim a little bit. They said this is the only team that we're worried about. And I mean, we're seeing a little bit of LNHS form here with the attacking defense. I mean, this is a play right now if you're Purim.
Yeah, Purim showing up, making some big plays on the server, leading on this defender side of things, 8-2. Hearing that Sova drone over towards the C side of the map. A peek out from the KJ. Will find one. So not a bad opening elim, traded out by the Jet.
And now they have to know the site's free here.
4v4.
I don't think they expect the tuck here.
Reyna has found a little interesting position. Will pop the Empress. Swinging out, spots a few attackers trying to hightail it out of that C area of the map. Reyna now investigating towards this lower grass. We'll see if they run into anybody.
Cypher.
Ooh, Cypher close. Who's it going to be?
Gets the pick.
Cypher comes out on top. And now attackers trying to speed up over towards the A side of the map. But Ray open and waiting for him. Will find one. 2 players remaining. Sheriff in hand. Tapping away. It will eliminate all 3. 9-2. Ray having some savage rounds towards the end of this half. Java Pixel and himself having quite the game. 19-4 for Ray, 18-3 for Java. I mean, dirty work and serious numbers coming out for these two, leading the Purim charge.
I mean, we were seeing a 4v3 there to start that, and then we saw just essentially Ray run it down a little bit there. Suarez get his, switch to the Sheriff. I mean, shout out to Ray for that round. They have to be very confident coming into this right now. Arguably their toughest matchup of the season.
Up big, too, against another undefeated squad. Buffalo kind of left in tatters, not really knowing what to do. They're getting pushed from every single which way. Purim trying to squeeze the life out of them. They will shut down that aggression. Ray meeting his end for it. Still haven't dealt with this mid push yet. Java Pixel up close and personal. Fighting the entire army will finally meet his demise. And finally, I mean, Buffalo succeeding with dealing with that Purim aggression that we've been talking about for so long, Scott.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely a good example of how you have to deal with it. Getting pinched from both sides like that is not easy to combat. Buffalo showing why they still have some life in this game here.
And now eyeing up the A side of the map, approaching rapidly.
I mean, this is something Buffalo's done all game here. Work a different side of the map and always seem to come back to A. I think KJ's starting to realize that.
KJ Ultimate coming in from the heaven position. Should out this retake attempt here from Purim. Buffalo forced into a tricky position now. Jet looking to go deal with this KJ Ultimate. We'll take care of it. So not bad. Now on a flanking backline position. Here's these defenders moving in for the retake. The backstab is underway, and it is Buffalo that should find the remaining elims. A 9-3 half, Scott. I mean, we were just talking about it. It's a curse for a reason.
I mean,
teams dread the 9-3, but in order to get that 9-3 up and running, I mean, it requires winning this pistol round, right? So for the side of Buffalo, for this defense, you got to come up with something. You got to start out this half the right way, and you got to get this pistol round.
100%, and also, even bigger than the piss round, I mean, you just have to hope to win the piss round, also win the bonus, which some teams would probably force in that situation if they're up 9-4.
For sure.
So, I mean,
we'll have to see. Pistol round comes first, so,
yeah.
You know, it's an uphill mountain is kind of the point of what we're trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
And
Definitely
right now,
no easy task
Purim's
here
looking at this C site, dude. They are eyeing up this C site, wasting no time. Buffalo thinking it was going to be something on A. Not the case. A shock for the trip. A break is in. Ray flooding into sight immediately. Fight's going down. A trade comes through. 4-on-4 scenario. Cypher's going to find 2 for his troubles. Interesting. Now big opportunity. Buffalo in a great position to take it. Beautiful blind comes through for Mitsu. The swing is good, and the elims are there, and it's a pistol round for Buffalo. 9-4 on the scorecard.
I mean, well executed by Perm there, making sure to check everything off the task list, but then Buffalo striking in fast. Cypher getting 2 there. Also seeing the Breach go for a fast kill, I mean, out of Swan. I mean, that
not
is
bad aggression, right? Buffalo not backing down, flashing through, contesting that space, not giving anything for free, which is a good sign, right? Coming out of the half that you didn't quite have your best. You gained some rounds, but keeping that morale moving in a good fashion for the side of Buffalo. We'll see what Perm has to offer. Still can be deadly with these sheriffs in hand. We start with Ray towards the window position. Firing off some shots. Spotted 1 on the jump spot. Won't quite amount to much for the time being. Java now towards this garage position. We'll spot out the trip.
Breach knows.
Takes care of it.
I like this out of Perm here, just slowly working the map, inching themselves in every gap here that they can. Eventually to explode out A, it seems like. Maybe even a B hit here.
Yeah, not sure what we are getting into. Java finding a little bit of a gap in the defense. Tries to creep his way onto the B site. Can it amount to an elim? It won't quite. Good opportunity there, though. Finding a gap in the Buffalo defense. And now Buffalo a little bit worried as to where the rest of these attackers are at. Not a lot of information being delivered to these defenders here, Scott.
Random might have a perfect timing opportunity here. I think they only spotted 1. They seem to have some idea, though, that there is another one.
A couple defenders are home, though. We'll see. Walking into it. Line of sight. Going over to Moo Brown. Cal finds 2. Very tough position to deal with. Mitsu on the swing. Only 1 remaining. And it's a solid, flawless coming out from the Buffalo defense. 9-5. First 2 rounds are delivered. And now the coveted bonus round. If this is the round that Buffalo can convert, this is where things really start to get interesting and tricky for the side of Perm. And they'll really start to deal with some of their first challenges and roadblocks, if you will, Scott.
I wonder if Perm also, Skeptor, would elect to take a timeout here after losing this next round. Maybe even waiting for a buy round to pop that timeout just to stop the momentum out of Buffalo. I mean, we saw it work on Buffalo's side, converting that timeout. I mean, it's definitely something to look forward to here.
We'll have to see a fast C hit being called in, wasting no time. Ray dashing into the fray. And nobody home. Buffalo in an entire retake setup here. Attackers having the sight. Not the best weaponry to really play off, Scott, so they have to look for more. Going to have to try to take some kind of space back, either garage or CT. Garage being the play call from the Perm side of things. It's a elim found from the Cypher.
A great pick.
Echoes adds 1 back on the Reyna. Now things getting tricky. 2-on-3. Defuse tapped. Only 1 player remaining. KJ left in the 1v2. Very low HP for the Jet. The swing out. Timing gonna be interesting. Time on the defuse. It looks like they got it, Scott. It looks like Buffalo just made this a 3-score game.
I mean, this is definitely what you want to see out of Buffalo this side of the half. I mean, starting out strong, winning the pistol, winning the second round, winning the bonus as well. I mean, Perm definitely a little bit scared, maybe back against the wall here.
Yeah, and I mean, things just got interesting, right? We can take a look at the inventory. It seems like Perm calling for a force buy. So investing back into this one. Gonna contest it regardless. Defense starting out nicely for the side of Buffalo. Perm taking a slower approach this round. An immediate rush to C last time. This time going for the opposite, a complete walk up here over towards the A side of the map. Lightning Kaz on site. Just heard a step towards long position. Doesn't quite know that Jet is up on the site already. Ray finds 2 freebies. Asleep at the wheel for the Buffalo defenders. No jump spotting. No information gathering. And that one's got a sting.
Switch of tempo fast. Buffalo slow to react. I mean, if you're Perm, this is a great start to the round here.
And it feels like Buffalo are in a very hard spot to even get a retake going. We'll see what they can manage. Moo Brown Cow going to be swinging out of heaven. We'll find the opener. Things still in a hard spot to win here for Buffalo. Moo Brown Cow trying to cause some heroics, trying to go for it, but it will not matter. It is Purim that find double digits.
I mean, now if you're Buffalo, I mean, your momentum, it's not over, it's not out, but it is definitely a little bit, it hurts a little bit after losing those 2 freebies on site. I mean, unaware to it.
Yeah,
Jet.
that walk-up is devastating, right? Getting all the way up onto the site before either player even having some realization as to what was transpiring. And by that point in time, the round's basically cooked.
Yeah, I mean, if you have
5
no
on
opening
3,
info,
full retake. Yikes.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Not a lot of util on that side as well, having a Cypher, Omen, and Breach retake.
Jump spot from Mitsu. A couple attackers rapidly approaching his position. Knife in hand. It's going to be difficult, Scott. It's going to be tricky. Won't quite go his favor. Fast plant on the B site underway here for Purim. Buffalo, how will you respond? A fast retake of their own. Moo Brown Cow going to call in the ultimate. Operator in hand will find a quick scope as well now. 3 on 2. Defenders with the man advantage.
Oh.
Quickly into a 3v1 scenario. The Java Pixel has been a tough cookie to deal with. He's been dangerous. It's now a one-on-one. Moo Brown Cow with an op in hand has to tap this spike. This is feeling like such an impossible task. Java has that Hunter's Fury available if he calls it in. Spike tap, Hunter's Fury used. Time winding down. Moo Brown Cow, what can you do? Java Pixel, the 1v3, the hero that Purim needed. And it's 11-6.
I mean, we're seeing a huge tempo change here, a huge confidence swing if you're Purim. Immediately electing to take B as fast as they can, and then even with a Breach ultimate coming in up for the side of Buffalo, Purim holds strong. I mean, that fake,
That's
that
crazy.
Fake Hunter's Fury, that was perfect. I mean, that is definitely what you want to see out of a post plan if you're Sova.
Yeah, pops the first one, goes for the swing, trusts his aim, and it ends up paying out. 1v3 for Java Pixel. What a crazy takeaway round from him. Been an absolute difference maker here for this Purim squad.
We're seeing another A hit coming in, Skipter.
On a slow approach to it. More defenders here this time from the side of Buffalo. Bladestorm going to be called in from the Jet. Fast
crossfire.
hit approaching. Bucky out. Jumping into the sky is the Jet. Will find one. Dashing into the fray, but Buffalo ringing out true on the defense, holding their own, feeling that an A hit was coming and kind of soul reading this Purim attack round. Now it's a 1v4 here for Slayer. Very tough position. Can we see more heroics from this Purim side? Can we see more impossible clutching?
I mean, a 1v4.
Slayer blinded up, nearsighted, not going to be able to see Mitsu, not going to fire either, and will go down. It's 11-7. Buffalo punching back and still trying to fight.
I mean, yeah, these are two very talented teams. Definitely going to have deep state runs. And I mean, they're showing it tonight, Skeptor. We are seeing a dominant Purim, and also the fight from Buffalo here. I mean, not letting up. I know these teams scrimmed once before, and I believe the score was 13-6 as well on Abyss. So, I mean, definitely holding their own here on Haven. Interested to see another C hit coming out with a Cypher setup coming in here as well. They shot.
We'll have to see how the defenders can hold. Fast C hit being called from Purim. Dashing into the site. Jet wanting a piece. Gonna go down. And now attackers holding still towards that C side of the map, not trying to deliver any further information over to the defender side of things. But a nice opening Elim found for the side of Buffalo.
I mean, definitely changes the confidence that Perm comes into this round with. I mean, Jet has been a lethal shooter this whole time. Losing him early is definitely hurts the side of Perm a little bit here.
For sure. Hurts the entry potential, that explosiveness that has been one of their mainstays.
Java getting the initial getting the initial spot here in the garage. I mean, this could be huge.
They're rotating off A, but right now this A site is exactly where the attackers are approaching. Jet realizing it now a little bit too late. Java trying to see if he can catch any rotators from this B side. Here's that Omen clomping around on the back of site. Might have an unexpected Mitsu. Nice swing though from the Omen. Tags him up early and Java forced to retreat.
Java's spot now located. I mean, that's a little bit scary here.
You should run.
KJ ultimate coming through.
KJ ult comes down. Hunter's Fury to try to deal with it. Defenders running out of time. Forced to move in quickly now. 3 attackers remain trying to fight from the long position here. Defenders on this defuse. Buffalo trying to make it count. Should have success. And they have a retake in the bag, Scott. It's 11-8. Only 3 rounds separating these two squads. And Buffalo trying to make this one interesting.
I mean, Perm losing that KJ ultimate at the cost of Buffalo Sova. I mean, that is when you use any ultimates in this game, Skeptor, as you know yourself. I mean, that you are hoping to win that round. You definitely just don't want to give.
Yeah, it's an investment. It's an investment, right? You're investing. Do we have what's required to make this retake a possibility? They go for that KJ ultimate to shut it down. Purim doubling down, and then the Hunter's Fury to counter. Beautiful play coming out of Buffalo, starting to stymie the Purim efforts, but we'll see what this round has to offer. It seems to be another fast approach. B site, the target. Jet has been nasty. It's Purim finding the opener this time, and now a very weakened B side of the map. Buffalo forced to try to retake again here. We'll see what they can do.
They've been successful thus far. I'm hoping to see maybe a little bit of a slower
We'll
approach
find
here.
one. A second as well delivered from the op now. Lightning Cass teaming up with Moo Brown Cow. Some flash plays approaching. Swinging through. Holding their ground. Defuse is underway. Java will slip into the backlines though. Unexpected. Only one player left with it all to do. Java Pixel. Can you be the hero? Not to be. A 4K found from Lightning Cast, and it's Buffalo with more heroics. 11-9 we go, Scott. What a match.
I mean, we are seeing it in 4K right now, the 9-3 curse in effect. I mean, even after that one round that Purim got, or the 2 rounds that Purim got, Buffalo still holding strong here. Well executed retake, use and coordination of those flashes. I mean, that's part of the reason why Breach is so strong here. Just being able to coordinate with your teammates, make the right plays at the right time. We are
the
seeing
double duelist not really paying those extra dividends that Purim was looking for, right? Kind of missing some of that extra utility that could be used to pressure players off site or garner that extra information.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're seeing perfect util out of Buffalo as well. I mean, this is...
Dude, the slow A approach has been one of the go-tos here from this Purim squad. Camera will spot out what is taking place. Updraft early. Good clearing of the site. Cypher, though, with that setup and the trip, will find a wallbang onto the Killjoy.
Wonderful
So another
subject.
good start here from Buffalo. Now setting up a fast retake. Paranoia to come through from the Omen. And now the retake will ensue. Defenders trying to fight their way back in. Opening Elims. Going strongly in favor of Buffalo. Only Slayer left. Omen will go down. And all of a sudden, it's 11-10. That 9-3 touting lead has disappeared. And only 1 round separates these two squads from being evened up at 11.
I mean, Buffalo is perfectly using their util here to retake. I mean, this is fundamentally sound here if you're Buffalo. Purim just seems to have their back against the wall in some of these retakes. A lot of situations here where we saw Jet be a little bit more heroic. He's kind of standing off a little bit, playing a little bit more disciplined.
And not the best of buys here coming out from this Perm squad, but trying to force into this nonetheless. Or at least a half buy for the round to follow.
I mean, they know if they win this round, it's secured overtime. So, I mean, definitely gambling on that right now.
Buffalo's defense has been on another level. Operator over here on this C side of the map. These attackers could be walking right into it.
This op's proved good so far. Just another slow approach here for Purim.
Tricky peek out from Mitsu. Could have been cause for damage. Attackers waiting on that doorstep of that B bomb site. Very troubling. Mitsu could have gone down, but stays alive for the time being. Buffalo getting away with some luck now, going into their favor. Perm
Yeah, we're seeing
eyeing up
crazy
C
timing
site
here.
though, Scott.
Oh,
Tricky position. Jet with this up could be the difference maker. We'll see what goes down. The peak is out. Jet will find the opener with that operator. Defenders with the man advantage. Buffalo have been so good in these man advantage positions here, Scott. Now, another retake will have to take place. Sova getting in position for the dart. Everybody towards CT position, though. This could be tricky in terms of the attack. Java Pixel gonna be the first one on the chopping block. Serves up one, but will get taken care of. And now it gets very difficult. Purim in trouble. Buffalo finding the elims that are necessary to convert this round. Spike defuse underway. Not aware of it taking place. Buffalo will tie us up at 11s. What a round. What a retake.
I mean, Buffalo, so coordinated. I mean, we see the aftershock out there to take away Java Pixel early. I mean, we're seeing perfect defense here out of Buffalo. A little bit of a different change to confidence and vibes towards the first half here. Definitely seeing a more confidence game.
It really feels like these first bloods have been such a difference maker, Scott. When Purim are finding these bloods, they are a lot more aggressive with how they are playing out the round. And, you know, with Buffalo kind of battling back and finding some of these opening kills, it has drastically impacted the way that Purim have been playing. A fast B hit underway. Omen tucked in at back sight here. Could be a nuisance. Doesn't quite find it. A lot of damage. Elim going the way of Buffalo. Now, down a man. Everybody on the front side of this site here for Purim. Moo Brown Cow will deliver one with a Sheriff. Echoes, though,
Perfect
will
aftershock there.
fight back for the side of Purim. Hunter's Fury to play with. This is a hectic round. Spike defuse not available. And it's going to be a round going the way of Purim. What a bounce back. They secure at least overtime for themselves, and they put the pressure right back onto Buffalo.
I mean, like we saw a tempo change there a little bit. The Jet getting that initial first blood. I mean, perfect from the side of Purim. We've seen them win those rounds and convert those rounds when they've gotten that
Absolutely.
first blood. It was a perfect example of that right there.
Jet being a prime difference maker when Ray is finding those first bloods. Purim opening up a lot more space and opportunity for themselves. They've had some success on these fast hits, Scott. I'm interested to see if they're going to opt for another fast hit in a 12-11 scenario.
I mean, this could be the difference maker here, Skeptor. We're seeing a little bit of a slow approach towards C right away.
Ray creeping forward. He's been the tip of the spear in terms of this attack. Not really liking what he's seeing. Buffalo seeming to be in position to deal with and defend what they have in store. So maybe going to go try another door.
I mean, this is perfect the way that they also had to insert mid here. Reyna working her way up, seeing if they can spot any initial info. This is perfect on the side of Purim here.
Creeping forward. Playing the slow approach to this one. Reyna on the doorsteps of this B bomb site. Trying to see if anybody's home. Finding a little bit of a window, perhaps. Trying to walk on through. Omen going to be the first one to deal with whatever is to come. Omen will falter, though. And now a major hole. A major hole in the ship.
I mean,
Buffalo in trouble. Spike plant to go down here. Nobody else available to crack into this B site. Drone going to come out. Down a man are the Buffalo players. We'll see what they can deliver. Big swings to come out. Button up will find the first. Buffalo rapidly retaking the site. Lightning will add one. 3-on-3 scenario. Quickly into a 3-on-2. Make it a 2v2. This one's going to be close. Cage goes down. Player swinging in. But both players going down for Buffalo. A heartbreaker at the end of it. A 13-11 match. What a close one between Buffalo and Perham. From a 9-3 half, a 13-11 finale. Scott, what a matchup between those two squads. It is Perham that maintain that undefeated record, and it's Buffalo that will drop their last game of the regular season. But, I mean, shout out to both of those squads. It was an epic matchup, back and forth the entirety of the game, and Buffalo from down 9-3, I mean, making it a 13-11, tied up at 11s, right?
I mean,
crazy.
Heartbreaking match if you're a Buffalo fan. I mean, that watching those rounds go on, though, I mean, Buffalo looking strong even after coming out of the half 9-3, like you were saying, Skepta. I mean, that is definitely a heartbreaking for Buffalo. Nothing to shake your head about, though. Have a chance to come back in the divisionals and make a statement.
Yeah, man. I mean, epic showing from both of these teams. We are going to cut away for a short break and try to get an interview from one of these Perham players, folks. So stay tuned for a little bit more Valorant action after the break.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Roseville will find their golden moment. 9 moments of the round. Roar dashes into his own demise, and Apple Valley are going to do it. They're going to be the first team to win 4 state titles. Very close here. Very nice spot dodge going through that. And we scrapping up the fair. Go straight in, go wide, but Flow able to get the rebound, and Eakin has a 2-goal lead right. Then it's open and it is gone. They're still on some health. We'll go in, and there you go. The Pillagers will be your MNVL 2023 Fall State champions.
Coming in and actually seeing all the computers filled with kids, and they have on their jerseys and they got their coaches next to them, and I see direct parallels over to football.
There's just not a lot of knowledge about gamers out there. People just don't know what they don't know.
They have to develop teamwork like any other physical game does. You don't have the teamwork, you don't win.
You take a kid who never had confidence before and you give them confidence, and you can see what they can do with their lives.
What does it mean to be a leader? At the University of North Dakota, we're here to find out.
It's taking my first solo flight.
Finding new ways to learn.
Rolling up your sleeves.
The world deserves leaders like you. Leaders ready to take the next step and make a difference. Because we lead our own way.
Why be a nurse when you can be a nurse, potter, power lifter, foodie, comedian, dog advocate? Here, you'll grow in a place where your identities and interests are valued, your passions prioritized. As a Gusty, you'll write your own story, make connections, and learn to live with purpose. On purpose. Gustavus Adolphus College. Gusties get more out of college.
Where are you going? Or maybe a better question is, how far do you want to go? And how fast do you want to get there? Now we're getting somewhere. So let's go. Let's go faster. Let's go further. Let's go beyond.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we could not wrangle one of the Perm players this time. That was quite unfortunate. 13-11 action-packed game. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk to him. Maybe outside of stream, deliver some of those notes before divisionals or something like that. We could look into doing that. But for this evening, that will conclude our games. Scott, how are you feeling? I mean, really, really good matchup, right? Like it delivered, I think, in terms of everything that we were looking for, right? 13-11 being the final score. So shout out to Buffalo for making it one heck of a game and not giving up and kind of battling back. And I mean, gave Perm a true kind of test is what it really felt like, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the divisionals. These rematches these mean a lot for these teams, and that divisionals will be a lot of action-packed games, sending people to state right away. So I'm excited.
For sure, man, dude. Like, it's going to be a banger of a stream next week. About a 4-hour stream is usually kind of how the divisionals run. It's a tournament, right? All the teams are playing for those spots at state, only 2 spots per group. So it is quite the action-packed tournament. You won't want to miss it. Come next weekend, it's divisionals. It's the longer streams. It's all the hype, right? Everything that's gone into the season coming down to divisional playoffs. So, Scott, I thought you did a great job today. We had 2 awesome games. Shout out to all of our teams for participating. Shout out to Lakeville North High School for popping off earlier. Shout out to Edina for popping out. And then this wonderful game that we just had between Perham and Buffalo. From our squad to all of you guys, we hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday evening. And, we'll catch you guys tomorrow with some Rocket League.